This episode of Q&A is sponsored by Loot Crate. For less than $20 a month, you can get 6 to 8 items, including licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and more. Go to lootcrate.com/MQA and enter code MQA to save 10% on new subscriptions.
Joel, go.
Joel, go.
Welcome back to the Inside Gaming show that answers your questions. It's called Inside Gaming Questions and Shows.
This is terrible.
This week, your first question goes on the Great Pen is, if you guys have to make a shitty Flash game, what would it be and why?
Well, it'd be sexual, right? That's
Well,
pretty
yeah.
obvious.
Somebody already made a dress-up game about Inside Gaming.
No, it shouldn't be a dress-up game. It should be everything. It should be, what is the laser sword game?
Plasma Burst.
Plasma Burst? Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! Oh, shot! Where you can also, you get to the end of the level and then you take off a naked chick's clothes. Now you gotta reach upper button.
Ah! Whoa! A reward system. if
Yeah,
you
so
will.
you play like an action game, and the better you play, the more clothes
come off.
And the more sexual activity you get.
And the
to
worse you do,
participate
the
in.
more clothes they put on.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Me
I'd rather
neither.
see clothes come off.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you want it to be shitty, so there you go.
Next question from Corey Clark, YZ93. You've been given the job of writing the next Call of Duty. What is the story about, and what A-list actors do you get to star in it?
We get Channing Tatum, and only Channing Tatum, to play the role of Kevin Spacey.
If it was Channing Tatum, wouldn't it be easier to just not get Channing Tatum and just use whatever default creative character comes up? Because that's what Channing Tatum looks like. He looks like a default creative character.
Yeah, but we have to pick an A-list actor. Is he A-list?
Yeah, he is.
In my
Now
mind.
he is, yeah.
Wow.
He's got clout. I don't know that I'd pick Channing Tatum. I'd pick a different A-list actor,
as?
Billy Zane.
All right, what's the story about?
A lone soldier out on the battlefield. We join him in a modern battlefield. He's shooting at stuff.
Okay.
There's a guy, a superior officer in front of him,
Uh-huh.
who goes ahead, and then you follow him while killing guys to that point.
Sure.
And
It
then
doesn't
you-
sound any different. Let's make it a
You
little
get
different.
to the end of it,
Okay.
and then there's like it goes,
Explosion, right?
and then you think he dies.
What?
But he doesn't die.
No! What happens instead?
Flash forward, and Billy Zane's standing. President Billy Zane is
President.
standing
Wait,
there.
I thought Billy Zane was the main character.
I didn't get to describe the Elizabeth Shue sex scene, where you press X to massage the clitoris.
Press X to sex.
Press X to sex. Gilf magnet. How do you get a girl's attention?
Lauren suggested tweeting her Gamergate over and over. Just hashtag
That's-
Gamergate.
Just be the loudest guy in the room.
Hold on. Let's give this guy some real advice here.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you get a girl's attention?
I like
Well,
that
the
he's
best-
asking us as
Okay.
though we have any
Here's
chance
what you
of
do.
doing this.
Here's what you do. First, you put one hand down here. You put another hand down here.
What is he doing with his hands? I can't
And
see.
you grab, and you do this.
God damn it! I
What
was
is
hoping
that?
we'd have one
Why are you
episode where we
taking
wouldn't
your
have.
shirt
I'm
off?
God
not.
damn
I'm
it.
not. Hold on. And then
Okay.
you go like
Yeah,
this,
yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
and then
Yeah.
you go. What's up?
I like that because that way she can't.
How you do?
Are you at all concerned that she will, like, come to love the shirt pulled over you, and then you'll never be able to pull your shirt down?
Hey.
It's like Chase Meridian. She loves Batman. She doesn't like Bruce Wayne.
So the answer is to get some abs and just be a dick.
Get some abs, be a dick. Yeah, that's actually pretty good
That's
advice.
pretty much the best
That's pretty
advice.
good advice.
Next question from Scrimside. If you guys had to change your name from Inside Gaming, what would be your most likely choices?
James said shit barn. I like shit
barn.
barn.
What do you want to be?
Like, don't give them all our best ideas.
Pooh house.
Pooh House.
Pooh house.
These are all our ideas for when we change our name. Don't give them our best
Cock
ideas.
blast.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
I want to be Bouncy Jim.
Sand
What about-
is a good name. We're
Is-
going to call ourselves Sand.
Did anyone take Jimboree yet?
Pixar. That sounds cool.
Sand jam.
Full Town.
Spool town.
Spool Town.
But I think Adam actually has a real answer.
I think we're gonna call it Funhouse.
But with a
but like German, like
I was
Funhouse.
gonna say,
Funhouse.
is there's an umlaut, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the word Funhouse has been taken.
There's an umlaut over every letter, though, right?
Fuck it, I'm parking this site.
I was gonna
It's
say,
mine.
isn't that a little
Funhouse.
generic?
You want to come to Adam's Funhouse? You come to Adam's Funhouse.
People are gonna Google Funhouse and they're just gonna see a shit ton of things like fun barns to hang out in behind your house.
No, house is
Bring
spelled with
people.
H-A-U-S.
House.
House. Funhouse.
Like Hauser.
So that means you have to park shit barn.
I have to park shit barn.
Yeah.
I've had shit barn parked for a really long time, my friend.
Make sure you subscribe to James's channel, Shit Barn. Bruce's
You guys follow
Poop
the
Castle.
shitbarn
Poop
Tumblr
Castle.
at
And-
shitbarn.tumblr.tumblr.com.
No, .tumble.tumblr, right?
Yeah.
Tumble.
Tumble.
Tumble.tumblr.
Tumblr's?
Dumbledore's Tumblr.
Dumbledore.tumblr.dumblers. Next question from Coked Up Koala. What is the most PG thing you've ever jacked off to?
Oh my.
It is a Simpsons joke, but I have jerked off to the Land's End catalog. That is real. I've really done that. It's only kind of overweight women in sweaters, and I was probably 14. I was able to. It took a little bit though, but I was able to do it.
Desperate times. I commend you for
Yeah,
that.
that was pretty good.
Well, are we talking 80s PG? Because in the 80s, PG could be like a little bit of nudity.
Poltergeist is PG.
Well, just figure.
I think he's talking about today's PG.
I like boobs and I like sex. That's what I jerk off to. Is hardcore penetration PG?
Depends which country
I
you
want
go
to see.
to.
I want to see the part where the head pushes it open.
Oh my gosh, Adam! Tell me your PG thing.
So unfortunately, I started watching pornography. I want to say when I was maybe 3,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
4.
yeah.
It was I'm not kidding. This was. I remember being exposed to pornography at a very early age. So back in the day with VHS players, you could record things off the television.
Were you some sort of adult baby man?
I saw a lot of Bush.
Are you like a Benjamin Button man?
All right.
Yes.
This is a long one. Introversy. Dear Inside Gaming, I have recently written my thesis and it is gaming related as inspired by you guys. It's entitled A Pilot Study on the Effectiveness of Video Dance Exercises in Improving Self-Care Using Upper Extremity in Patients with Cerebrovascular Disease.
Nice job.
Because my group and I started writing our thesis after I watched you guys making fun of the Kinect. Our results are being currently analyzed to find out if it is statistically conclusive to whether it is effective or not. So, what do you guys think? Is it gonna come out effective or not? Any recommendations for revisions?
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
Your second last question comes from I Love Kovic. Aw.
You're all up your own ass.
Yeah. What was the best toy from your childhood?
Ooh, I found it recently. It was the Ninja Turtles pizza shooter.
That's a fucking good one, except all those pizza slices disappear.
So here's the
eventually.
thing. I think I know where the pizzas are. I think they're in the bottom of that chest you guys helped me move. So I gotta go digging through that chest. There's a bunch of mask toys in there.
That's a
There's bunch
fucking
of
good
Ninja
toy.
Turtles.
Mask toys.
Mask toys.
My favorite toy.
Best toys in the world.
My favorite toy was the main character from Masks, Camaro.
Oh, I had that!
It had wings, where the wings
so
went up on the
cool.
side.
It was a T-top.
Yeah, it was a T-top.
Yes.
And then the spoiler went up and
Woo!
ran the engines.
Yep.
And then when I became a teenager and bought my first car, I bought a Camaro.
Was it a
not
T-top?
realizing that I bought it because I love the toy from Mask so much.
Was it a T-top?
No.
Damn it.
Mask.
That song
I feel bad for you guys. You
What?
had kind of shitty childhoods.
What about you?
I had a transformer that turned into not 1, not 2, but 3 different things. It was a robot, it was a tank, and it was an eagle.
An eagle?
It turned into an eagle.
Is that real?
Yes, it was.
Mask.
Next question from Vegetarian X. What was the first video game you have ever played, and how old were you? The first one I can remember playing, I think it was 6 or 7, is Oregon Trail on the computer system. Wow. And I loved Oregon Trail. It still brings back so many great memories when I play it, but I realize it's just a text-based game. That's all it is. I love it, though.
It's good. Yeah, but it was good.
It was fun.
It was like a role-playing game, and you really invested in it, and then you died of dysentery.
Yeah, pretty much every time. Adam?
Oh, me? The earliest game I remember is something on the Atari. I was a young boy. My parents had one. It was just blocks moving around. 2600, maybe? Maybe it was Adventure. I don't know. One of those games.
What was the name of the game? Did you ask Lawrence? Lawrence might know.
It doesn't matter because years later, I was reborn when I
As-
played a little game.
Right. called
Tomcat Alley.
Space Ace.
Metal Gear Solid. That's when games hit home, and I said, "Wow, games are more than those blocks I used to play with, or my transformer that would become an eagle, a tank, or a robot."
That's pretty cool.
Come on, my mask.
What about you?
I think I also, I know I had an Atari, and I barely coherently remember playing, I think it was Moon Patrol. Was that the game where you were on a 3-wheeled moon
Yeah.
thing? You could fire up at an angle
it
and
was
you
really
jumped. And also E.T. We did have E.T.
Oh, you had that?
Yeah.
They programmed that game in like a week.
Turns out it's horribly programmed and it's near impossible.
No, I think it's because you guys were retarded.
Well, I mean, yes, we were retarded, yes. But it's also not a good game.
Oh. Might be because your intelligence is very low.
I mean, yes, it was low.
Okay.
But it wasn't good either.
He's not understanding. He's not understanding.
Is my retardation acting up? Sometimes I get retard
A
flare-ups.
little bit.
The mask.
All right, we normally leave you guys with a question, so here it is. How would you get a girl's attention? Please don't type it in the comments. I'm sure it's terrible and dirty.
No, let us know.
Nope.
please.
And then
Please
let
don't
us
do
know
it.
how it goes.
Nope,
Yeah.
because you'll get on a watch list. Don't do that.
Speaking of screaming at women, we want to thank all you guys who donated to the Indiegogo campaign that got us all the way to the UK. As promised, here are all the names of the people who donated the minimum amount to get their name in this episode.
These are the people that spend their money right,
There's 26 of them.
trying to get the bang for their buck.
I'm trying to clap for each one of them. Joel, come on, help me. Come on, Joel. Joel. Sing something, Joel.
Oh, yeah, here I am. I'm in the back. No one's looking at me in this studio. Yeah, guys, here I am. I'm doing work on the computer now.
This is a good time to announce that we're working on Gamergate the musical.
It's about ethics.
In journalism.
No, it's not. It's about Anita Sarkeesian.
Who?
Boring.
Mask.
What'd you say?
All right, we're done.
Are you guys going to do that Q&A podcast that you mentioned in one of the podcasts? We just assume if you listen to the podcast, you don't watch the QA. So we're like, crap, crossover. Yeah, I don't know when. We're waiting on, like I said,
Yeah.
this is all stuff that we're kind of planning for next year.
Yeah.
We're getting it all ready. Right now, the room is still in flux. We've been talking about like a podcast space. We're getting like a gaming space going. We're getting an intern. All these things are happening. They're happening, guys. And when those things happen,